Dominic Solanke is being recruited by Tottenham for around, is it 60, 65 million, something like that. And it's been a bit of a slow burner in his career, hasn't he? He's still only, I think, 26 as well. So still got a lot of years ahead of him. And has been one of the most prolific strikers in the league, English strikers especially, in the last 12 months. And looks like a good move for him, Dave. It's one that he's kind of earned already before playing for Liverpool, of course. He's played for Chelsea too, but hasn't quite caught fire yet. For English youth teams, he's been really good too, come through the system. And he probably was unlucky to miss out on the Euros as well, as one of the most informed English strikers. So he's got his chance with Spurs. How do you think he'll get on, mate?
I think it's a really good signing. I question the price. I think that is a lot. That's a little bit excessive for me. But I think for what he offers in terms of his finishing ability, but his all-round play as well, and he's able to link play so nicely with those inside or wide forwards. I think it's a great coup for them. I mean, it might put a spanner in the works of our predictions for relegation fight now if Bournemouth don't look to get a replacement in. But I think it's great for Tottenham. I think he's 26, 27 in October, I think.
Yeah.
So he's still at a pretty good age. And if you look at his profile, it's similar to Harry Kane. He likes to kind of drop deep, pick the ball up and really kind of get involved with play as well. So it's probably that sort of profile that they've been trying to replace this window, and it looks like they've gone and done just that.
I guess the question for me, Miles, is whether he can handle the pressure, first of all, of making this jump again to a fairly big club, a club that's looking at a top 6 finish, hopefully, maybe even top 4. Obviously, to fill in the shoes of Harry Kane, which is going to be on his mind too. It'd be an opportunity for him. But with the money as well, and the money that's been spent on him, is kind of par for the course for, I think, for a number 9 in any league in the world at the minute, is it, to pay a fortune, to pay a premium like that, especially when they've proven to have scored goals in that same league. How are you feeling about the move? And do you think he could kind of put that aside, behind him rather, and just get on with scoring goals?
I'll be honest, the first question that came into my head was, how much is Ollie Watkins worth then if you're going to get 65 for Solanke? Ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
I can't see this being as much of a success as maybe Dave's talking about, if I'm honest. And it's weird because I feel like maybe it's just because it's Spurs. If Arsenal signed him, I could see him doing really well there. But when it's Spurs, you just expect it to kind of fall flat on its face. They've loaded that attacking area of the pitch so much over the last couple of years. If you think about the money they spent on Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, they've just brought Werner back as well. They've still got Son and now Solanke. That's 6 players competing for 3 spots. And you're spending 65 million on a number 9. Now, if you spend that kind of money on a forward, what do you want from him? Because realistically, that's the sort of money that should be getting you right up the league table, or it's an investment that you think you can get more money back on. Well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to make a profit on Solanke now, are they? He's a good age. He's in his prime, but no resale value really, because by the time you want to move him on, it's going to be 30. So I don't see the logic in this one, if I'm honest, when I think you probably could have gone out and got Ivan Toney for less. I know obviously
I don't think they're getting
slightly
for
older.
less, though. I think it'd be about the same. I think from what Brentford are asking, I think that's why a lot of clubs aren't looking at Toney, because he's got a year left on his contract as well. Yeah. So Solanke felt like the most proven option available right now.
I think a year left on his deal, I think Brentford panic towards the end of the window and could sell Toney for quite little. I think Toney is one of the ones that we'll be watching on deadline day, to be honest. I think someone will probably move for him then. I'm not sure who. But I don't know. I don't trust Spurs to make players better, really. And I can see a world where Solanke is not the kind of the big fish anymore and he kind of fades into obscurity. I don't feel like this Spurs side are organised enough to get the best out of him. I think that's the difference. Iraiola's system really worked around Solanke, and I don't think Spurs' will when you've got so many players trying to fulfil that kind of role already. I don't think this is a given that he scores as many goals as he did last year by any means.
I think another problem which they'll have as well in the next year, Heung-min Son's 32 now. He's not getting any younger, and he's been a massive player for them. Yeah. So they're going to have a couple of issues that will need to be solved, of course.
Because that's like Solanke drops deep, he just occupies Maddison's space. He stays high, and you wonder what the wingers do to bring him in. Does this mean Richarlison just doesn't play again for Spurs as well? Like I feel like there's more questions about this one than answers necessarily. Yeah. I can't see Spurs being good this year. I said it last week. I can see them 8th, 9th this year, and I don't feel like Solanke coming in changes that picture, to be honest.
No, same. I think it's what you said, Miles. I think he's a talented forward and he's a great goal scorer in the right team, the right system. And I don't think Spurs is that team or that system, weirdly. And the way they've been playing under Ange Postecoglou as well. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.